It is a delight to be here with you. It's always a delight to be at New St. Andrews. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time. I will say that in light of recent events, I've sort of switched gears a bit from what I was going to address in this first session. What I want to address in each of the times I'll be here for the lecture series is different aspects of cultural apologetics, different aspects of that intersection between our faith and the way that we live our faith and the way that we interact with our culture as it opposes various aspects of our faith. But in recent days, we've seen a number of shocking things culminating with the assassination of Charlie Kirk the other day, basically engaging in dialogue, doing what we hope all of us will learn how to do and learn how to do well, doing what you are preparing to be able to do, what you're being taught to do, what you're being sharpened for, so that you can engage in the marketplace of ideas and proclaim the supremacy of Christ in every area and aspect of life. And I know that, and again, I'm standing here as the father of 9, the grandfather of 3 so far. I've told my kids I want 50 grandkids. I don't care how they divide it up, just get it done. But my kids range from 35 to 12. I have a son born the same year Charlie Kirk was born. And I also have teenagers in my house who watched him and would, share videos of his interactions and debates on campus. And so I come here today as a pastor and as a father, hoping to help you think about this biblically, hoping to help you think about this while avoiding extremes. Because on the one hand, there's that tendency that we might have to say, we just need to be careful. We just need to be careful. There are people who are afraid for me today because I'm here talking to college students, right? Like all of a sudden we can't talk to college students. That's one extreme. The other extreme is the people who are saying, you know what? Okay, fine. We're going to flood the zone. We're going to be in their faces. We're going to, right, fill in the blank. And there's a ditch on both sides of the road. We do have to engage the culture. And unfortunately, what has happened to us for the most part is we've been lulled into this false sense of security. Because we haven't lived like most Christians have had to live throughout the history of the church. Most Christians have had to live as minorities wherever they were. Most Christians have had to live as persecuted minorities wherever they were. Some Christians still live in that way, but it hasn't been so here. We've had the incredible privilege of living in this land, and I don't care what people say or how often they say it. This country is rooted, grounded, and shaped by biblical Christianity. That's why we are who we are. And that's what's come crashing in on us here. Not that Charlie Kirk was a preacher in a pulpit somewhere, but that in large part, it's those issues and those areas that have directly confronted biblical Christianity that he spoke to in the public square. Issues like biblical manhood and womanhood, marriage, human sexuality, These same issues that biblically we stand 10 toes down on. These are the ones. And by the way, here's what you need to understand. The game has changed. We don't debate anymore. You see, now we look at issues not through the lens of our underlying philosophy, but we look at issues through our identity and our lived experience. So when someone is taking a position on political issues today, oftentimes because of this neo-Marxist ideology, this oppressor-oppressed ideology, because of the way we sort of divided the world, we look at it through that lens. And so this is not just my political opinion or position. This is my identity and this is my lived experience. So we can't have a debate on that. For you to have a debate on something that I have declared as my identity and my lived experience is for you to negate my identity and to negate my lived experience. And by the way, we've already decided that words are violent. So if your words are violence and they are violence against my very identity, it's reasonable that I would respond to your words with actual violence. Just know that. So that's what brings the persecution and the suffering. You don't even have to declare your position. For those of you who think you can hide, for those of you who think you can be quiet enough, for those of you who think you can put your head down and not experience some of this, just saying that you're a Christian, just people knowing the church that you go to. So when he says, who is there to harm you if you prove zealous for what is good? Even if you should suffer for righteousness' sake, you are blessed. Just know that those are the stakes we're talking about here. He addressed that also in chapter 2. Listen to what he said. For to this you have been called, because Christ also suffered for you, leaving you an example, so that you might follow in his steps. He committed no sin, neither was deceit found in his mouth. When he was reviled, he did not revile in return. When he suffered, he did not threaten. He continued entrusting himself to him who judges justly. He himself bore our sins in his body on the tree, that we might die to sin and live to righteousness.